Days after the Supreme Court ruling, instead of the dust settling, it's a dust-up on Senator Grace Poe's eligibility and viability for the presidency. Joining us is constitutional lawyer Dan Gatmaitan to sift through the issue. Now, Professor, thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Tintin.
My question, and I guess it's the $100 million question, is did the Supreme Court find that Grace Poe is a natural-born citizen?
Yes, that's very clear, especially in the dispositive portion. That's the ending of the ruling. And what the court held there was she can run for president.
Yeah, I've seen those pictures on Facebook as well, but I think the technicality here is basically between the Sereno opinion and the Carpi opinion in terms of what constitutes a majority. How does that add into the viability in the next few months or weeks, as it were?
Well, the Chief Justice is of the view that according to the Constitution and the rules, there has to be a majority of those who participated and voted or deliberated and voted on the issue. And since 12 votes were cast on the issue of citizenship, 7 would constitute a majority.
Majority already, yes. Now, the question is in terms of what people are talking about right now. Everybody from legal analysts to the man on the street or even Facebook are talking about the 9 who voted in Poe's favor did violate the Constitution. Is that correct? Or is there ground for impeachment for some of the justices?
No, that's there was basically 2 ways to address the issues that were raised here. One is to read the Constitution very strictly and say these are the only natural-born citizens in the country, or to look at the intent and to expound on the meaning of the Constitution. And justices do that all the time. So I don't see any ground here for impeachment. That was their interpretation of the Constitution, and it's not without basis.
So good. So you do 2 definitive answers here in terms of all the speculation ongoing. Now, let's just play out the scenarios because we're doing this live. It's not in a vacuum. The elections are coming in within 8 weeks. There's going to be a motion for reconsideration here. It seems like the court went through a long deliberative process and a fine-tooth comb. Do you think there's going to be anything new that's going to be discussed with the motion for reconsideration?
They technically cannot raise any new issues in a motion for reconsideration.
Or any evidence that you're going to put out there?
And since, as you pointed out, the court has been very deliberate with this case, having 5 separate sessions for oral arguments, it's unlikely, especially given the split in the voting, that the decision will be reversed, and I do not see it taking a long time. I think it will be settled way before the elections are held.
Okay, so in this case, you think there's no risk of legal overhang if, for example, the senator wins the election and legal challenges were to be put in place? You think this MR will happen before the elections?
They will file their motions because they have a deadline to do so,
yes.
But I think the court will dismiss it and uphold their earlier position.
They already have it inertia already and all these the considerations put together.
Yes.
Professor, thank you so much for joining us and thank you for these definitive answers.
Thank you.